Danny Melman, chef owner of the popular Greenhouse Grill on Sanibel, is a Pennsylvania native. However, he has become a real booster of Southeast Florida's tropical-tinged cuisine. A good example is his entree, a trio of shellfish coupled with a toasted coconut dressing, fired up with jalapeno pepper. The sauce for the dish includes a roasted jalapeno pepper, here done right on the surface of a flat-top burner.
Egg yolks, rice wine vinegar, fish sauce, oyster sauce, coconut milk, unsweetened. If you're doing this, you can use sweetened coconut milk or Coco Lopez or something, but it's got such an overpowering sweetness. For anything with coconut, for sweetener, we use palm sugar, which is a natural coconut sugar. And then most of the garnish, except for the cilantro, I add in at the end, which is the diced bell peppers. And we'll just put this toasted jalapeno. I toast the jalapeno just to brings out the flavor and the heat. Rub the skin off it. Take the seeds out of it. This dish needs a salty, sweet, hot. That's why we use a combination of things that we do. The oils in the fish sauce and the oyster sauce, the jalapeno, the palm sugar, the coconut. They have a nice combination and effect in the mouth. We call it a dressing. Depending on what dish we're doing, we might call it a vinaigrette or a creamy vinaigrette. All pretty much the same idea. I think I have all my ingredients in there. I just let that start mixing. I add in my sesame oil, slowly drizzling that in. And then vegetable oil to the desired consistency. It gets pretty thick. In a robacoux, because it spins so fast, the more oil you add, the thicker it gets. You could make it into a mayonnaise and then thin it back down if you'd like. So, I'm not using all this. I think in my recipe I call for a tablespoon of each. 2 tablespoons, but typically. The final ingredient after the peppers have gone in is the toasted coconut. And you don't want to toast it too brown, but you want a fair amount in there. Just like the peppers, when it's in the bowl, you're not really going to see it, but it'll stay relatively crisp, believe it or not. And when you lay it out onto the plate, that'll also come through as the peppers have.
The marinade for the shellfish includes jalapeno and the fiery habanero pepper.
Roasted jalapenos or going into scotch bonnets and habaneros and things. All we do with this really is split it. I don't do much else with that, and that adds the necessary heat. Oyster sauce, once again, and coconut milk in there. Some fresh chopped herbs. We use cilantro and tarragon. And we mix this stuff up. Now this we tend to do the marinade ahead of time. The lobster,
The shrimp and prawn are peeled and the spiny lobster is cut in half lengthwise.
and what you want to do is you want to shake that around a little. Okay. You can start it like that. Takes about 2 hours. We marinate these about 2 hours. We'll flip them back and forth. The shrimp, we marinate for about an hour. So as I said, this would be one portion using half of this lobster.
The blue prawn is roasted dry, no fat, in a 500-degree oven for about 6 minutes. The lobster onto the flat top.
And just let them cook. They cook extremely quickly, and we cook them from the shell side. And once it starts to bubble and it becomes a little bit translucent around the edges, we flip them over. We cook these about medium rare. They're fairly soft in the center. That's how we like them. I think they retain their sweetness that way.
The shrimp are quickly cooked in a little hot olive oil.
Just till they start to change color a little bit.
The lobster is turned once before presentation. The shrimp and half the lobster are served on rice.
And this dish seems to me like it's taking an extremely long time, but we knock this out obviously in the cooking time of about whatever it takes to do the lobster, about six or 7 minutes.
Mixed greens garnish.
Then the last thing is the lobster.